Hello, guys. Welcome back to Giant on Cloud, and welcome back to the series that I'm doing for the Dell Technologies World Announcements 2023. Now, just to recap, in my previous episode, I spoke about the Apex block storage for AWS and Azure. Now, in this video, let's take a look at the Apex file storage for AWS. Now, Dell has been ranked number one in NAS OEM storage solutions by IDC's quarterly storage systems tracker. So in this episode, let's take a look at what are some of the use cases that exist today that our customers can benefit adopting the Apex file storage in AWS. So let's get going. All right, now Apex file storage for AWS. Now we are telling the same story that we told for block storage, even on the file storage side as well. Now this is only available for AWS for your information. Now, so what is Apex file storage for AWS? So the Apex file storage is actually powered by the PowerScale, which is also called OneFS, which is today one of the leading and the most recognized file storage solutions out there, with as many as close to about 17,000 global customer base. It is today the number one NAS solution according to IDC, and also Dell Technologies is also in the Gartner Magic Quadrant, also the leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for distributed file and object for close to 7 years. Okay, so this is according to IDC, by the way. So what this does is actually with OneFS, powered by OneFS, what we're trying to do is we provide the seamless performance capabilities with up to 4.3 times better performance than our closest competitor. The Apex file storage for AWS delivers that file storage leading class performance in the public cloud, right? That's exactly what we are trying to do. So if my numbers are right, it's close to about 10 gigabytes per second streaming reads, okay, or 4 gigabytes per second streaming writes is something that we can provide today in the enterprise class file storage, which is powered by PowerScale OneFS. Now, so let's look at some of the benefits, right? So what are the benefits of what are the benefits that our customers will achieve adopting deploying the Apex file storage for AWS, right? This will help them because they've already zeroed in on because there are PowerStore OneFS. PowerScale OneFS already has a huge install base, and most of our customers are already using this file storage on premises. So what they can do is it will facilitate this seamless data mobility between on-prem and AWS, right? With native replication, without need of refactoring your storage architecture and so on. And secondly, they'll also be able to take advantage of the same enterprise class features that are built in for security, right? And also they can streamline the operations and reduce the management complexity with obviously consistent user experience on-prem and in AWS. So it's the same OneFS file system which they will consume. So the user experience and the storage APIs are going to be absolutely similar. They can manage both on-premises OneFS and in the Apex Cloud, Apex file storage in AWS seamlessly, right? The other benefit that customers will get is be able to seamlessly scale capacity on demand. In fact, it's one of the best scalable solutions, right? That's also one of the reasons why so many customers today or so many install bases we have today globally, right? The ability to scale capacity on demand in a single namespace. You can start anywhere between 24 terabyte up to, you can go up to 1 petabyte file data per single cluster. Okay, so that's the power that we are trying to bring into the AWS file storage. So once customers have deployed the OneFS, one of the few of the benefits that they can really reap from this is basically customers can actually retire some of the committed cloud spends to actually cut costs, right? Which they're already spending in public cloud. They can completely retire some of those committed cloud spends and by adopting the Apex file storage for AWS. And also they will be able to leverage the performance and the cost choices with AWS instance options to achieve better TCO, right? Now, so we have a number of use cases that this particular this particular product that we feel fits in really nicely. Typical hybrid cloud use cases, you can move your file workflows across these two ecosystems, AWS and on-prem, without having to refactor your storage architecture. Or let's say, for example, use features like Snapshot and Sync IQ to natively replicate to cloud, and use the same multi-protocol data services that's available in Azure that you can use it on-prem, right? So powerful, right? The other feature that we, and also not to mention about, it's really ideal for all the traditional workloads such as, for example, archiving, backup, file shares, directory services, videos, and so many other things, right? These things that we feel are a perfect fit, especially in a hybrid kind of a use case. We also feel that customers will also use this, to their benefit in a cloud burst situation. For example, use the same scale out architecture to support any leading file performance up to 10 GB per second, which we already have, which is the best performance throughput across these ecosystems, right? And you can also leverage the AWS services, right, to accelerate the outcomes and the control costs. So that's the power that we are trying to bring in, right? The storage performance that's available on premises, the enterprise file storage that's available on prem, make it extend this to AWS. Use your AWS services to use these file services as well, and manage the data between on-prem and public cloud in a true hybrid fashion. Or if your application demands cloud burst situations, I mean, the use cases can be so many, right? It really depends on how customers really want to kind of use this. I think these are some of the things that we feel it's going to really power, especially the Apex file storage for AWS, is going to make customers' overall management of their data as seamless as they can between public cloud and on-prem.